you're taking multiple supplements and you're wondering what is the best time to take your supplement, does it matter? Am I going to get more benefit out of it? Is there any negatives at taking them at the wrong time? I'm going to give you the biggest highlighted recommendations for supplements. I regularly get these questions. Let me break it down for you. Certainly can't get them all. I'd rather you just get your nutrients in. They're still going to have an effect. They're still going to be impactful. But there are a couple small tweaks you can make to try to optimize the absorption of it, because it's not what you take, it's what you absorb. And that's what we want to get the most out of the supplements that we are taking. So let me show you the most popular ones. Let's just start with the vitamins first. A, D, E, K1, K2. These are your fat-soluble vitamins. So that means you need to take them with, come on, fat. Yes, you got it. You need to take them with fat. I recommend a Dr. Livingood coffee. That would be a good way to do it. I put coconut oil in here, collagen protein in here, a little bit of butter in there, and I mix it up. That gives me fat with the fat-soluble vitamins. I'm going to absorb them a lot better. I would advise taking these in the AM, primarily for vitamin D. D3 is the way to go. D2 is going to be synthetic. D3 is going to be more what you get from the sun. The sun is the best option for absorption, but if it's a winter month or you're north of Florida for 6 months of the year, you don't get as much of it. So putting in D3 with fat in the AM is going to protect it from messing at all with melatonin, which is important for putting you to sleep at nighttime. So I'd recommend taking it in the morning. I would also recommend taking all of those together. There's a lot of research showing that they help each other absorb. They also help keep things balanced, like A, D, E, and K2 all balance the mineral calcium in your body so it doesn't end up in your arteries or your tissue, keeps it in the bone. So I would highly recommend taking those together. They're also very good to be taken with minerals like zinc or magnesium, because it will also enhance their absorption, but morning time with fat for those vitamins. Next, some of the common regular vitamins like B vitamins. There's multiple of those, 1, 2, 3, 9, folate, vitamin C. These are water soluble. So make sure you're drinking your water, all right? We're trying to make sure they're absorbed. So I try not to do too high of doses all at once. For example, with vitamin C, if you get too high of a dose, you'll get diarrhea. So if you start getting loose stools, you've put too much of that in. You may get some nervous system kickback from B vitamins, or your urine's going to be real yellow. That's usually from the riboflavin. So it doesn't mean that you're taking too much of these. It just means that you're getting rid of some of them because they come out in the water. So make sure you're just taking those with water. They can be taken together. They can really be taken at any time, honestly. Your body will use what it needs to get rid of what it doesn't. Next, greens. I put that one in there because I'm just a huge component of getting more green leafy vegetables and foods in. Oftentimes we don't eat it through our diet, or you're on the go, you're traveling. So a greens powder is an easy way to get these extra vegetables in. The best time to take those, usually in the morning, get the most nutrients out of it and the energy from it during the day. Take them with fat. There's several phytochemicals in greens that are fat soluble. So this is another good way to take it with a smoothie that you used coconut milk or coconut oil potentially in, or an almond milk. You could do it with the Dr. Livingood coffee, where you could put the chocolate greens into a coffee like this with the coconut oil or the butter. I have a lot of people, a lot of followers that do that. So greens, take it with some fat if you can in a smoothie and or in a coffee. If you can't do that, maybe you're taking an omega at the same time as taking the greens. That would give you some emulsification and some fat to help absorb those better. So you could double the supplements up. Next are electrolytes. These I put as a key, and again, they can be used at any time. These aren't hard and true. If you have to get them in at a different time, it's totally okay. I've definitely done that. But when you take your electrolytes in the afternoon, that's when you are on an empty stomach traditionally. So in between lunch and dinner, taking those on an empty stomach is going to allow the acids to open up those minerals. So the minerals right below it, if you are taking any form of a magnesium or a calcium or potassium, etc., these are your minerals. So electrolytes are the minerals. If you're taking them in the afternoon, you get better absorption when there's not food. So anytime there's an empty stomach, so either mid-morning or midday, great times to take them. You need acid to extract the most and absorb these the most. If you are taking like a magnesium specific supplement and a calcium specific supplement, you can spread them out and alternate them. Take one during the morning, one in the afternoon for trying to optimize absorption. They can all be taken together. They do compete just a little bit, but you're still getting ample amounts of these through electrolytes or minerals. Now, magnesium taken in the afternoon or at bedtime can help with relaxation. So it's always a good one if you're having trouble sleeping or you're real sore and stiff. You may try magnesium closer to bed, but you do need that acid. So an empty stomach will do it, or try taking apple cider vinegar before you take the supplements, and that will help optimize that stomach acid so you can absorb them better. Next up is a cholesterol lowering supplement. This, I guess, would also apply for a statin or a drug, even though I can't really advise you on how to take a drug, but a cholesterol supporting supplement like the one that I make, take at bedtime. Cholesterol is primarily produced by your liver at bedtime, so it'll stop some of that absorption that happens in the gut to help to gently nudge along the supporting of less absorbed LDL cholesterol into your bloodstream. So take that at night. Next up, any kind of GI support. These could be enzymes. These could be acid like apple cider vinegar to help. This could be ox bile and liver supporters. So any of those kind of GI supporters, here's kind of the general consensus. It can be taken anytime. If you are focused on enzymes, you need to break your food down better, take it before the meal. Apple cider vinegar, if you're doing it in a powdered form, like in our metabolism support supplement, or taking capsules of apple cider vinegar, take it before the meal. That acid's going to help you break those foods down and better absorb it. Now, if you're taking a GI supplement, like my GI support has ox bile in it, you want to take the bile ideally if that's the main benefit you're trying to get. If you don't have a gallbladder or you're having a lot of liver problems, take the GI support after the meal. You'll get a little bit more benefit out of it. Now, it still benefits either way, but you'll get a little bit more benefit out of it after the meal. Next up is detoxification. I use several of these, from activated charcoals to chelators. These are best taken 2 hours before or after any medication, and probably other supplements as well. Now, there's sometimes when I do take my detox with my other supplements, because more of a convenience, I need to get it in. It's completely fine. Usually the activated charcoal, the nighttime version of what I take for detox, I take right at bed, and it's not taken with anything else. The morning time one, not as big a deal because it's glutathione, spirulinas and chlorellas and things of that nature, these natural detoxers. But anything that's chelating, like an activated charcoal I take in the evening, and bentonite clay would be the same thing. So 2 hours before or after for the detoxification. There's several guidelines for those. Don't overthink the supplements, getting them in. You're still going to get benefit from it, but these are some ways to tweak it to get a little bit more out of it. I get a lot of questions on when do I take my supplements. Those are the heavy hitters and the main ones to focus on to help you experience real health. Health doesn't come from the pill or the supplement. They come from inside of you. So you've got to be making sure you're building health. To help you along with helping these fat-soluble greens, these fat-soluble vitamins, check out my DLG coffee recipe, where you can start to incorporate a lot of these into one meal and get the most out of them. I put that video for you right here.